Hello everyone, my name is Paul Mills from Raptorium Core, and here we have Hunter Schultz, who is the head of production for Raptorium, and we are back for another episode of Raptor Chain Reaction. And today we are talking about brand managers.
That's right, Paul. Brand managers, the people who manage brands. What exactly do they do? Well, I think the thing that caught my eye about this subject is that they've been moving in certain spaces, and one thing they really haven't delved into too much is blockchain and what blockchain can do. And since we were exploring ideas and how to use Raptorium assets and using it creatively, and whether it's a treasure hunt, there are other things that we could talk about. But the point is that it makes sense for brand managers to understand what this is and what it can do for them, and it's blue sky, blue ocean, whatever you want to call it. There's a whole world out there they've got to get immersed in and know and explore the possibilities, because just from our little brainstorming session, we came up with some really good stuff. And so anyway,
I actually saw an article yesterday about brand managers and also investment managers, and it was saying that investment managers, if they don't enter the blockchain space at this current time, they're actually being a detriment to their customers up to a factor of 42%. It was brand managers, if they don't enter the blockchain space at this point in time, it was around a 12% detriment, and obviously over time that's going to increase.
Yeah.
So I think now is a real prime time for brand managers, if they haven't already entered the space, to really get going with blockchain and learn what it's all about.
I think it's important to stress how Raptorium being the standard of excellence, which it is. When you start comparing it to other blockchains, there are very few that you even can compare it to. And then when you really get down to the meat and potatoes, if you will, nothing else compares. And there's a lot of reasons for it. We've covered some of this in previous shows, like you'll never get fired for using Raptorium, the California DMV special.
Yeah.
But the point is that the whole system's been designed for excellence and as a platform for building on long term. And as the ecosystem's being built out and growing with that, it's matchless. So if you're going to do it, you might as well do it the right way and not get fired down the road by using something else. So this is probably the start of a good series, and I hope brand managers pay attention to what's possible. And I don't know, what are your thoughts?
I definitely think that, as I've said, there are still a lot of brands out there that haven't actually dipped their toes into the blockchain space, and this is the prime time to do it, because blockchain is getting to a point of mainstream now. There's a lot of banks dabbling in it. You've got the US authorities talking about having a Bitcoin reserve and this and that, and there's a lot of digital versions of fiat currencies that are in the works. So having a brand that can really engage with an audience that's looking for the new digital versions of currencies and all the use cases that come along with that, they can really leverage some new ways of meeting these customers and attracting new business to the brands. I think given the expansion of blockchain over the recent years, it's a lot more accessible to people, and there's a lot less doubt in the space in regards to the legalities of it, because a lot of it now has been, officially, the legal side of things has been sorted out. I know over some different countries there's still a bit of a grey area in that, but the majority of the countries around the world now have embraced blockchain, and they understand the qualities that it can bring. So yeah, I mean, in terms of what could a brand use it for, I mean, a brand could use it for tokenization, where they could tokenize their products and services. We have touched a lot on this in previous Raptor Chain Reaction videos. If you do want to go and check our videos tab out on this channel, go and have a look at those videos. So we're not going to delve deep into much of the actual finite use cases of what you can actually do with the tokens, but you can create assets that can represent the brand's offerings. And the good thing about these assets as well is it's a little bit like domain names. So, you know, once you've got your brand's name, it's your brand's name. And there are other brands as well on the network, and you can quite easily cross collaborate or even make a collaborative token to further business and interconnectivity with other brands as well. And we have touched upon in the past about how you can use an updatable asset to have information updated on an asset. So that's another way that you can really keep your consumer engaged with fresh information on that asset, so you're not having to rehash assets all the time. Another thing is as well is, you know, these customers, when they've got an asset, it's a lot different to having an email. It's a lot different to having a voucher. This is something that the customer puts more of a higher value on, because they have full ownership of it. They feel responsible and they feel more connected to your brand.
I think a good word is immersion, because what we did in the brainstorming for one use case was quite remarkable, because you could send people to various mediums, whether it was YouTube, it could be a TV show that's on an old TV show that's on YouTube, and getting hints for something. And then you go to a website, you enter in your email address to get another hint. Now you're collecting email addresses, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of immersive elements to this, and I haven't even gotten into VR and, you know, whatever else is on the way. My goodness.
Yeah.
So for there's two audiences really in terms of brand managers. There are the actual brand managers for a corporation, a business, and then there are the brand managers. It's a service offering. The companies that do that for businesses. And it seems to me that they're the ones who might be the most interested at the moment, because their clients are going to be coming to them and saying, hey, we're hearing about this, what can we do? And far better that they know a little bit about it. And God help them if they're on the wrong blockchain. So I think for that potential partner, if you will, with Raptorium, the brand managers who have corporate clients, it would behoove them to get in touch with us and say, hey, can you help us navigate this? And we'll come up with things to help themselves, so to speak. That's certainly something we can do. Off the top of my head, you know, a quick, here's the checklist, what you need to do, and also things to look for. Again, some of it we already have done, but we can summarize that and put it in a nice friendly package for them and send it off. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you can think of anything else in that regard regarding that particular type of potential partner, if you will. And then we can also talk about the brand managers and corporations if you want.
If we talk about entirely corporate, I mean, you could do corporate asset management, whereas you can issue tokens, which corporate brand managers could they could transform like traditional assets into digital formats, and it will simplify the management, and it will also, I think, give sort of like transparency for the stakeholders that are interested. Also, they could actually do marketing campaigns using RTM based tokens. So like you could, I mean, as you've probably seen, NFTs are quite a popular thing these days. There's a lot of brands catching on to the NFT. I wouldn't say craze, but the NFT scene. And NFTs can have quite a few different uses, such as like, you know, promotional activities for when you buy a product, or contests and things like that. So maybe you could issue an NFT every time someone buys something, and maybe out of one of those NFTs is the winning one, or you go, or it's like randomly picked for the winner, and that would increase demand for the actual product, because people would want to have an extra you know, entry to possibly win whatever the prize was.
Or like Willy Wonka and the golden ticket.
Yeah, exactly. You can, I mean, you can engage audiences as well, because you can attach a lot of different brandable items to that NFT, and then really engage the audience through the branding and the digital information that's connected to that NFT. Another thing as well that we have touched upon in the past is the actual general supply chain. I think we touched upon that with the guitar company that we were talking about,
Rickenbacker.
yeah, and how you can track the, you know, the actual product development from start to finish. And I think that's important for a brand, so people can recognize the quality that comes along with it, and people can trust what they're actually holding is you know, the real item, the genuine thing, and having that confidence in a brand in a world where there's a lot of fraudulent things that go on, will actually bring more money to that brand, because you can verify whatever the product is, be it digital or physical, it still can be verified through digital asset means through Raptorium. And you know, one thing to mention with Raptorium as well is the algorithm is quite a green algorithm. It doesn't use too much power. It's CPU based. It runs a lot cooler than algorithms such as what's on Ravencoin. So, you know, you could actually consider that a green algorithm in comparison to like Ravencoin or Bitcoin with the big ASICs and things like that. So having your brand connected to a blockchain such as that is another thing to tick off your list, especially when you're pushing out your brand and your information to your wider audience to promote your products. You know, so it's a lot more of a sustainable thing. We built the blockchain to be you know, very decentralized, and anyone could get involved in it. So I think that's one of the plus points with working with Raptorium, is anyone can actually get involved with it. So it's more connected to the end user overall, rather than just the select few who can get involved with the blockchain. So I think as well, we are working on new ways to meet consumer in their pockets, such as the external team that's building the Talon wallet, and that aims to have instant gratification for anything that's tokenized on the network. So that's going to be a huge benefit to brand managers looking for that instant gratification for their customers, because as brand managers possibly know, you know, a customer's attention span is not too fast. If you can't sell within the first, I don't know, 20-30 seconds, then you've got no chance. So having a blockchain that can perform what the customer expects to be able to achieve in the concentration time that you are, you know, quoting them on, then I think that's another plus point. So we are building something as well that's a lot more secure, and obviously your products and your brand needs to have that image of security and trust. And you know, we have seen a lot over the years now where brands have actually you know, integrated with very insecure chains, and then felt the brunt of it at the end of it with various lawsuits and cases for lost funds. So, you know, it's really hard to ensure or protect your consumers' assets or your brand's you know, customer loyalty assets or anything like that, because of the problems in the blockchain space currently. But at Raptorium, these assets are all on the protocol level. They're all fully backed by the blockchain, and they are by far more superior to any of the other blockchain assets that are currently out there on the market right now. So that is another thing.
Standard of excellence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. So for corporate brand managers, we offer a secure, a transparent and efficient platform to innovate your branding strategies. You can streamline your operations, as we've just talked about. You can increase your stakeholder engagement overall. But yeah, as Hunter says, if you have any further questions or need any more specific examples of how Raptorium can help your brand, please reach out to us. Feel free to ask us. You can email us at info@raptorium.com, or you could join our Discord. That is discord.gg/Raptorium, and reach out to either Binary, which is myself, Paul Mills, or Hunter Schultz, who is on there as HNS, or contact us on the X account. You can directly message Raptorium, and we'll respond on there. If you
we should say, excuse me, we should say we have the development server on Discord.
Well, that's what I was just getting at.
Pardon me. Gosh, those crazy Americans.
As you are a brand manager, you can actually, let us know what you're actually doing, what your brand is. You don't have to tell us what your brand is, but what you're actually doing, and we can actually allow you to join the private Raptorium ecosystem growth server, which is a server full of very intelligent people in all sorts of capacities of intelligence and talent. So you'd fit right in there, and we'll be able to help you out in as much depth as you would like. So highly recommend you do that. Anything else, Hunter, while we're here?
No, I think it's time for that. And there you are.
And there we are. Big thank you to you all for watching this week's episode of Raptor Chain Reaction. It's been an absolute pleasure. Once again, please don't forget to follow us at Raptorium. That is on X, at Instagram, at Threads. We are also on TikTok. That's at Official Raptorium. Please give this this video a like at the bottom, and click the subscribe button, click the little bell to be kept up to date with any more Raptor Chain Reaction videos, Raptorium videos, CryptoSmith videos, Raptorium guides, or Hunter Schultz dance videos. Then please please click that button.
That will never happen, don't worry.
If you would like to become a member of Raptorium's YouTube, please click below as well to become a member. There are actually 4 levels, and it really will support Raptorium and me and Hunter Schultz in doing what we're doing in terms of marketing and other things for Raptorium. So it'd be great if you could do that. We are back next week for another Raptor Chain Reaction video, or a billion dollar idea. We haven't decided yet. Have you got any? Are we doing that, or which one we're doing?
I think it'll be a regular Raptor Chain Reaction. There's a $1 billion idea out there circling the field. I just want to bring it in for a landing.
All right, okay.
Before we unleash that one, but yeah.
All right, well, I think that's about it then. Big thank you to you all for watching this stream once again, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.